Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Marcella.
And today we are talking about episode 5, Shadowhunters. We have our morning runes on.
Yes, we did.
We have the episode opened up with Alec on the roof, and Alec throughout this entire episode is feeling so guilty for what he did in the past. Which is like, we all knew he was gonna feel like that.
For him. In the beginning of the episode, he wouldn't even go into the institute. He literally just like stayed outside. That's how bad he felt. And he's really beating himself up about that.
Jace couldn't even help him. Magnus on the balcony. And Magnus was kind of just telling him, because, you know, he still didn't want to go in the institute, and Magnus kind of tells him that he's also feeling guilty too because of Camille, and he brings up the history, and
in that moment they related to each other, and they were just there for each other.
Oh my god. Magnus is gonna console Alec.
Power the pain there. Blow up the very ground you stand on to make something right.
It encouraged Alec to go and try and be there for Clary and reach out.
He gave him that strength.
We got the scene of Clary and Simon's trying to, you know, talk to Clary and everything. And, okay, he says a prayer in the show in Hebrew, and then he says amen after. And in the books, that he wasn't allowed to say amen, he wasn't allowed to say God, like those
I know for sure he couldn't say God.
Yeah,
because I know that
they did.
I just know that from like the Raphael story from the Bane Chronicles, that he wasn't allowed, he couldn't say God.
Yeah, they must be switching that up in the show. They did like that scene of him comforting her because he's being a best friend and he's being there for her. And then that of course kind of triggers Simon to want to go and be with his mom, which we'll talk about in a little while. Then we get the scene of Magnus and Clary.
Oh my gosh, that was probably one of my favorites. And that was my favorite scene probably in this episode.
That was so great and so well done. And
Harry Shum is just so
he's Magnus.
He's Magnus. He really is.
I was 9 years old when my mother realized what my cat eyes meant. She couldn't live with the fact that she bore the son of a demon. So she took her life.
Oh my god. That's rooting in Magnus' story.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
It was a long time ago. You make better with magic. You just head straight into it and cry your eyes out.
Magnus.
And you really get how much Magnus has been through. And
Magnus has lived a lot of life.
Yeah, he's so wise, and
he knows so much about losing people because he's lived so much life.
He calls her Biscuit. No.
I know. But I just love how he reached out and then he was like, here, and then he goes and he gets a memory from his own head and he gives it to her and like a picture of the two of them, and he's like, that's when I first met you. And then he tells her about how great her mom was, and it was just really, really touching. I love that he mentioned his mom and like what his past. That was so
and
cool.
How as soon as his mom saw that he had cat eyes and what that meant,
killed herself.
She didn't want him like that.
No.
She didn't accept that.
And she's like, I want to bring her back to life and everything. Clearly the entire episode though, she ignores Magnus.
Listen, you never ignore Magnus. Like if Magnus is like a freaking powerful warlock, if he's telling you that you can't do that, you should listen. You can't do that.
Kat did a really good job, and the writers, of what it feels like to lose somebody. Yeah. Like, I think that Kat was, the entire episode, Clary was so focused on getting her mom back and trying to do something. Her acting was so good this episode, Kat. Like, I felt like she was
so was Matt's.
Yeah, all of them. Oh my god, all of them. And I felt for her. I felt so bad for her throughout the whole episode. Poor Clary. This is a really tough loss.
She was desperate. She was desperate to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's very in character for Clary to want to do anything.
And not
caring about the repercussions or anything like that. Or listening.
Clary approaches Jace also about this idea of hers of, I want to bring back my mom. And she's like, our mom.
Hi. Okay. Jace still thinks, like, how long are they gonna go on with this?
Book it's Jocelyn who comes out and tells them that's not your brother.
We are confused on how they're actually going to bring that out.
I might just bring it up when Sebastian. Oh my god, guys, Will Tudor got casted as Sebastian. We have Sebastian, and damn is he hot. I am so excited to see him on our screen, and everybody has said how amazing he is.
He's gonna do awesome. So this whole episode, we have Clary going to find this warlock to bring back her mother, the warlock Iris, and right away you realize that something's off with her. She's too nice. She's just kind of like, oh yeah, like I'll do this for you and then you'll owe me
a favor.
You never do that in the
You
Shadow
don't do
world.
that.
You don't owe, especially warlocks, you don't owe them favors. That's right there, like she should have like
red
known.
flag right there.
Yeah.
And then Iris is like, alright, I just need like a lock of her hair, a nail, like I need something of hers. So she goes in and she gets a piece of her mom's hair, and that's when Jace also comes in and she tells Jace what she's doing, and Jace is like, no, you don't want to get involved in this. This is really bad. Like, no. And of course, Clary doesn't listen, gets involved anyway, but
she winds up bringing Alec with her because
Yes.
Alec is, you know, feeling really guilty throughout this whole episode, so obviously he's gonna help her.
There are risks. I'll go with you. Clary, if there's any chance that we can get your mother back, we have to take it. No matter what happens, I'll be there. Hey.
Alec was so protective of Clary, and I really loved that. I loved how he didn't even hesitate to go with her, and
he didn't even want to leave her side.
Follow me. Your friend can wait here for you in the waiting room.
No. I'm on your side.
Be fine, really.
He's so worried. He knows it's not.
Oh my
something's
god,
wrong.
he's so protective. Of course, everything goes to
right
shit.
right away it's creepy though. You see like the little kid there. That
Oh my
little
god,
kid was
we have
creepy.
to talk about
Alec with the child.
Alec and the child.
Oh my gosh. At first he's like so awkward. He's like looking at her like, oh god, like hello there. Like it's like so awkward.
Alec with child. So uncomfortable with the child.
Alec sees like the child's gills and just like cool gills. And I'm like, oh, like stop
Oh
it,
my god.
He's so good with children.
Cool girls.
Oh my god, that was so cute. Alec and like a warlock baby. We also get the scene of Jace and Izzy training, and then that leads Izzy to really being hurt on that shoulder from last episode, and then she goes and Alder Tree gives her Yinfin.
If you've read the Infernal Devices, you know why we're like, ugh. If you haven't, why haven't you read the Infernal Devices yet?
It's called Yin Fin. It's quite strong. I don't usually
Yinfin, guys. Like, if you don't know what it is and you really were confused in the episode, basically, in the book it's a powder, but I guess
a drug.
it's a cream that they use or something. Like, helps you temporarily.
It's like really powerful.
But it's a powerful drug where it's addicting. And Izzy, it seems like, is going down a path where she's gonna be addicted to Yinfin, and holy shit.
Why are they it's like, why are they doing that?
I'm surprised they're doing that randomly, but it's kind of cool.
That scene was kind of uncomfortable though.
Oh my god, that was so creepy with Alder Tree.
Alder Tree was creepy as hell.
That's
Like
so
he was like
creepy.
all like on top of Izzy, like touching her.
And she was going like, oh, like, oh, like,
Yeah,
stop.
I know.
Like, you need to stop.
Simon in this episode, Simon was having a really tough time in this episode. He finally told his mom that he's a vampire, and his mom didn't react the same that she does in the books.
I think that she thinks that he's crazy, actually. I think
If you don't know, this isn't that big of a spoiler, but Simon, when he tells his mom that he's a vampire, he gets kicked out of the house.
I think he still will, though, on the show.
Yeah, I think it actually might happen because
at the end, yeah.
Yeah, because at the end, because then the mom eventually calls somebody, I'm assuming, to come, the hospital.
Yeah, I
or,
think
like, the
she thinks that
doctor.
he's crazy.
Yeah, I think
I said it. Wow. You have no idea how good it feels to finally...
Alberto kills it in that scene.
oh
He
my
was
gosh, Alberto
so
kills every scene.
good. Oh my god, that was so sad. Him telling his mom, and then he feels so good that he's that he got it off his chest, and she sees Simon eating a rat or some sort of animal.
At least he wasn't eating his sister, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, really.
So things get crazy back with Clary. They start doing the spell or whatever, and it's really weird. Like, things start getting strange when Iris, like, kills the bird.
Yeah, that was weird when she
literally just like twists the bird and killed it. Calls in the favor, and she wants to like use Clary as a host for like this, to be like, to carry the baby, or to,
yeah, she wanted her.
What did she want to do again?
She just wants like demon Shadowhunters. That's what it seemed like.
She had like that pregnant lady there and like a bunch of babies.
It was weird.
She was a strange warlock.
Alec quickly catches on to that when he goes and he talks to that girl and he's like, where's Clary? And the girl is like, who? Clary ends up in that demon prison looking thing. Like, I don't even know.
But it's okay though, because then Jace and Izzy show up. I love Izzy's entrance too.
Oh,
that
so
was a
good.
great entrance.
So good with her whip, and she
had a funny line when she came in.
It was great.
Where's Clary?
I suggest you take your hands off me, young man.
Where is she?
You've got to do better than that, cheekbones. Don't worry, I'm just playing with the man.
Playtime's over.
Oh, Clary and her rune ability. She had a vision of a rune and she drew it and she used it, and oh man, was it
Jace
awesome.
is all like, what did you just do?
Oh man, and Jace's like, we can't tell anybody about
he's like,
this.
sunshine just shot out of your hand.
That happens in the books though, because I remember in the book, Jace is also like, we can't tell anybody about this. They're like afraid that if they do tell people, people are gonna want to experiment on Clary.
Rune. Oh! Look at that! She made her own rune!
I don't know. I saw this vision of a rune, and then so I drew it.
You shot sunlight out.
So badass. Like, I love finally seeing Clary be a Shadowhunter. We saw that last week too, and it's so cool to see her actually fight and be a part
I know,
of
like,
it.
Jace came to save her, and
But
she didn't even need him to save her.
She was already, like, she
had it handled.
Yeah, very end, we get the funeral scene, which was so beautifully done.
It's really cool because I don't remember seeing really like them describing a funeral that much detail where we could actually picture it.
I felt really bad that Simon and Luke were not allowed there, but that just shows how evil the clave is. I love that you see the mourning rune there and how they were like hail and farewell.
Yeah, and they were chanting and stuff. I thought they did that really well.
Yeah, I love that they were in white. I felt so bad for poor Clary. As soon as she says her mom's name, she just breaks down
and
crying.
then Jace ends up saying, and he was there for her, and he like took her hand. That was really sweet.
Oh, I love that Jace was there for Clary.
We get a really weird scene at the end, though.
Not necessary.
We haven't seen Luke like this whole episode. At the end, we get this dramatic scene of him shifting, howling at the moon like we're on Teen Wolf.
I guess they showed that because he couldn't be there and he was in pain that he couldn't.
I guess, but
I don't know. It was just weirdly done and weirdly placed.
I was hoping that we would get a scene in this episode with Luke and Clary.
Yeah.
I would have liked him to be there for Clary and Clary to be there for him. Hopefully we'll get that in the next episode.
Malik next week.
Malik next week, yes, that's going to be wonderful.
Okay.
Clary's gonna have to deal with eventually that Warlock is gonna come for a favor.
Yeah.
Magnus is gonna have to fix it for her. Clary's gonna have to go to Magnus and be like, this Warlock is after me, like, for a favor.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see Magnus be there for
Magnus
Clary
is gonna be like, seriously, like, what did you do?
I'm so excited for next week, and let us know what you thought of the episode. What was your favorite scene and what you think is gonna happen eventually. Let us know all of your thoughts, and let's talk about the episode down in the comments. We will see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
Bye.